Good day, everybody. It is a beautiful day. Where I live, there's been lots of rain and clouds, and it's not a beautiful day. That's okay. All right, let's talk about the negativity in the Magic the Gathering community, specifically the community online. So I think this is made clear in lots of videos out there, but just to reiterate, there's a population of Magic the Gathering players. A few years ago, Wizards estimated there's about 20 million players. There's like no way to know this for sure because most people don't play at a store. I don't play at a store. I play with my friends. I guess I did go to a pre-release like once in the past like 3 years, Lore Eclipsed. It was a good time. I opened up 2 of the Hexing Sculptures, which was really cool. They were $35 each when I opened them. And now they're like 15 each. It's fine. I've got them. I'm going to play them. I got to play them inside of my Kalia deck to protect my spells. Anyways, so most people don't play at a store, and so there's lots and lots and lots of players out there. The average player isn't playing for a long time. They're playing on and off. They get into the hobby, they get out of the hobby. It is what it is. Inside of this, we'll call it 20 million. By now it's probably like 30 million, but out of this subsection of people, there's only a couple percent that exist on the internet. And that includes like Reddit and YouTube, whatever other forums or places there might be. It's interesting when you think, in mainstream YouTube spaces, like, Mr. Beast, how many subscribers does Mr. Beast have right now? And he's obviously one of the most subscribed to YouTubers. But yeah, 469 million. Nice. And then what's interesting, so big YouTubers that go to mainstream culture, 1 million isn't necessarily a ton of subscribers. I mean, it is. It obviously is. But you see, like, there's lots and lots of channels. So 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, etc. In the Magic the Gathering space, the most subscribed to is the Professor. And the Professor has a nice, like, 1 point something million. And that's kind of the top. That is like as good as it gets. Let's see, Tolarian Community College. What does it got? 1.27 million. Yeah, that's so good. I should be showing my screen. But that is so good. By the way, this video is incredible. The Stop Designing Magic sets like this. It's done so well. Anyways. I was talking about Mr. Beast a second ago with 469 million. There's this big gap between like normal people and normal Magic players and the people who watch Magic on YouTube. Having 1.27 million is the top of what you can be. Alpha Investments, I think he's second place with 400 something thousand, right? And then up there are people like Pleasant Kenobi or Joel is Magic, who have 100,000 plus, right? But that's kind of like you've made it. Like in Magic YouTube, once you have 100,000 subscribers, you're a huge fish in a small pond, So all that is to say is that like there's this big discrepancy between normal people and Magic YouTube people, and there's just not a lot of us, right? There's not a lot of us that are watching YouTube videos about Magic content. And it's going to filter for the people that are more passionate, more excited, more etc. And so what was really interesting to see was one of the biggest YouTubers, Alpha Investments, published a YouTube video. He's got his clean 400,000 plus subscribers. And he makes this video, and this video is trending on Hyped overall on YouTube. Oh yeah, see this 106 right here? What does this mean? Yeah, no, this is just hashtag 106. This video was trending on Hyped. I saw it yesterday when this video came out. It was like Hyped number 113 or whatever. So there's a lot of people, not just Magic people, who are like, whoa, what's going on? Because of course this title here, canceling Ninja Turtle sales due to threats, is pretty wild. And I've watched the video, and it's interesting. He doesn't go into detail about what these threats are, but it just gets me to think about the negativity in Magic and in the community, and especially in our community, the financial side of things. You know, whenever you talk about money, people are going to get passionate. If people think you have a lot of money and you talk about money, people are going to get passionate, and that's certainly the case with Alpha Investments. You see all of his product, you're like, wow, he makes good money. And then he talks about something like, oh, you should buy Ninja Turtles. As an aside, real quick, the argument that you should buy, there's two arguments that Rudy makes. Obviously, threats are never okay, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. There's two arguments that Rudy makes about Ninja Turtles. One is that collector boxes always go up over time. Two is that the print run's been cut. It's a low print run, which makes it a good investment. The print run cut thing happened with Assassin's Creed, and that box was flat for years. Yes, the print run can be cut, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to subvert the demand that is already being cut. You know what I mean? And as far as it will go up eventually, sure, but that's not a good deal. I have a different video on kind of investor math versus flipper math, and the investor math is really, really bad. If it's going to take more than like 4 years for things to double, after shipping and fees, you're not making very much money. And I don't believe Assassin's Creed has doubled. Let me check on that real quick. Assassin's Creed collector booster. Yeah, 350. 350 for Assassin's Creed. So, and this came out in like what, 24? And so it's been 2 years now, which isn't that long, but still, it's just not doing very well. You could pre-order these from Amazon for $280. So it's just like, even if the set gets cut, if people don't like it, it's still not a great buy. Hey, look, YouTube is recommending myself to myself. Interesting. Anyway, what I wanted to show here, it's just interesting, are the comments, or at least the comments that are getting pushed to the top, because there's 930. But all of these comments are jokes. You know, it's like, Rudy, if you don't do a whiteboard video in the next 30 days, we will eat all your waffle fries. You know, I'm watching Rudy for fun, not just chilling. You know, Rudy stockpiling. The sale has been shredded. That's funny. I like that. He's hoarding the turtles. You know, all these things. Scrolling down here, there was a especially fantastic comment. I probably won't be able to re-find it. But these are all positive, right? Oh, here it is. This comment, cowabunga, dude, and it says translate to English. Guess what it's going to say as it translates cowabunga? Cheers, dude. I don't know what demographic needs a translation for cowabunga. I don't know. I guess it's me, according to Google. So that's incredible. Oh yeah, sad face. I was waiting to buy collector boxes via Patreon. Yeah, it's very interesting. So this is something I want to talk about is, well, I guess first the background. There's other YouTubers too. I really like this guy, Final Trade. He owns a game store, and he does, you know, videos about owning a game store. And that's very interesting because not very many people own a game store, you know? Yeah, so lots of people, but, you know, this video is about how YouTube, there's a lot of negativity, and then in his store, there's a lot of positivity. And that's certainly true. There's just a lot of, it's easy to find negative comments or negative people on YouTube. But this is the thing that's really interesting, is that, and this is true for almost every personality trait, is that there's a, you know, we'll get into some statistics. There's a normalized distribution of personality traits. And so maybe I can pull up Paint and do this. I wish I was more prepared. This is a good idea. There's a normalized distribution. And so what that means is that you'll have like your x-axis, your y-axis, and maybe the x is like the quantity of people. Oh, it's going to be so ugly. Then sorry, that's the y-axis, is the quantity of people, and the x-axis is the let's talk about like how angry people are. Like just how I irate. You can be angry. I wrote that like I was angry. And there's going to be a normal distribution. So if this middle dot is like normal, it means that the majority of people are going to be like very close to normal. Some people are going to be extremely angry. So down here at the bottom is like 0. Like you cannot get angry. And then down here at the top is like 100. Like you can get very angry. And you're the kind of person that sends death threats or whatever. Very immature, by the way. This isn't to justify it, but this is to say that what you'd expect in a population is that there's going to be some people down here at 0. And then as you get closer to normal, there's going to be this big leap in people. And then it goes back down as you get closer to 100. Wow, that was pretty good. That's a pretty good normal distribution, if I do say so myself. And if you want to get really into the stats of it, a normal distribution, you're going to have these standard deviations, and 95% of the population is going to be within 2 standard deviations. And then you got like 68% of the population is like here, is like the normal amount of angry, a little more angry than normal, a little less angry than normal. But then at these fringes, what's interesting is so 95% of people fit inside of these 2 standard distributions, but that means that there's 5% of people that are on the fringes that are either like cannot get angry or are super duper angry. So 2.5% of people. And this is just like making assumptions based off of general statistics. I know this has been measured. Jeez, this drawing is so ugly. I've got a pad too I could be using, but anyways. So 2.5% of people are going to be this like very close to this 100 on anger. So what's the point? The point is that if let's pretend that the people that watch YouTube are normal, but they're not, they generally skew male, and male are generally going to be higher on the like aggressive side of things anyway. So it's going to be more than 2.5%. So more than 2.5% of the YouTube people are, I don't want to be like rude, but just like technically speaking, they are like a freak of nature, right? Like, and we all have this. All of us have like some dimension where we are special, where we're either low on something or high on something. So it's not like this isn't the end of the world. You can be in this top 2.5% and live a very happy, successful life. But some of the people that aren't handling that very well are posting death threats on YouTube or sending emails or Patreon messages or whatever to Rudy. And that's not cool. That's not good. And this isn't justifying it, but this is to say that why would we let 2.5% of people dictate what goes on for everybody else, right? Like, they're the minority. They are, I don't know what kind of threats. Like, there's some threats that really should be taken seriously, but on average, what people say on the internet is not worth much, right? And talk is cheap. And you want to be safe, you want to play it safe. But it's interesting to me, like, to let this 2.5% of people decide anything, honestly. And that's my kind of philosophy or thought when it comes to the negativity on YouTube and stuff. And obviously, some of the negativity is much more than 2.5%, right? Like, people are negative on Ninja Turtles. Generally, people are not excited to buy it. And that's not just the 2.5% of angry people, right? That is like lots of people. But for the people that are like really aggressive, really hateful, or comments are disturbing or whatever, I imagine they're these outliers that that they can seem like the majority because they're the ones sending the message, but there's so few of them. There's so few of them. And they just don't deserve the time of day. And so I think it's interesting. Like, I want Rudy to do what's best for his business. I trust him to do that. But I think he made a mistake by canceling that thing. We just don't want to give these people power in general. So that is to say that, there's all this negativity on YouTube, and the negative thumbnails and titles are what will sell videos and get clicks. But most people are normal, and most people will, feel a way about something, but this is all cardboard at the end of the day. There is money involved, so that is something to get more passionate about. People are plenty justified in having harsh feelings about money as a resource. But, hopefully we're not living our lives in a way where the price of Ninja Turtles or the demand for Ninja Turtles is going to like ruin us financially. That would be very stressful. So anyways, the point is, take a chill pill, and also let's not give this like 2.5% of people that are like freaking out credit for anything, really. So anyways, good times. Hey, if you're watching still, you should really subscribe. We are so close to 150 subscribers. I'm going to announce live streams soon. Probably not this upcoming Sunday, but maybe the Sunday after will be the first live stream. We got to get to 150 first, but please subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.